It's 11 p.m. and these are the headlines. The President of the Republic, Abdelmajid Tebboune, presided today the opening of the National Film Conference, emphasizing that Algerian cinema was born out of a revolutionary will. He also called for a clear vision to shape the future of the country's film industry and revive the sector. The Algerian consulate in Nice has launched a new initiative, creating a dialogue platform between the consulate and the Algerian diaspora. This platform aims to strengthen ties and support the community's aspirations. And in Gaza, thousands of Palestinians took to the streets today to mark the implementation of the ceasefire agreement, and the aftermath of the genocidal war is more than catastrophic. Welcome back, everyone. First of all, the President of the Republic, Abdelmajid Tebboune, presided over the opening ceremony of the National Cinema Conference at the Abdellatif Rahal International Conference Center. The President of the Republic followed a documentary film on the history of culture and cinema in Algeria, and this was attended by senior government officials, including the Speaker of the Council of the Nation, the Speaker of the People's National Assembly, the President of the Constitutional Court, the Principal Private Secretary to the Presidency of the Republic, the Secretary General of the Office of the President of the Republic, the Prime Minister, the Minister Delegate to the Minister of National Defense, Chief of Staff of the PNA, as well as members of the government, advisors to the President, artists, producers and directors of the Seventh Art. In his address on the occasion, the President of the Republic emphasized that these conferences reflect the state's commitment to culture and audiovisual activities. Their aim is to meet the needs of creators and intellectuals in the film industry. As a reminder, these conferences are part of a new global and participatory vision designed to establish an integrated strategy for the development of a competitive film industry and to open new investment horizons in this sector. The President of the Republic, and after following the documentary on the history of Algerian cinema, stated that the nation's cinematic journey was rooted in revolutionary determination and emerged from the legacy of the liberation struggle.
لكل من كانوا سبب في أمجاد السينما الجزائرية، كما نترحم في هذه المناسبة على كل من وفتهم المنية من أبناء الوطن وأصدقاء، وأذكر على رأسهم فوتي. السينما تاعنا انطلق مش بهياكل، مش بوزارات، مش بخزينة، إرادة ثورية، لأن السينما الجزائري ولد أثناء الثورة. بالأرشيف اللي موجود اليوم عندنا كانوا ناس وراء الكاميرا، خلف الكاميرات، واللي وصلونا اليوم الرسالة تاع بداية الثورة وانتصار الثورة.
The President of the Republic affirmed that Algeria has embarked on a pioneering development movement, emphasizing that it is time for culture to crown this momentum. He highlighted the state's support for all creative artistic endeavors.
اليوم الجزائر والحمد لله انطلقت في حركية جديدة للتنمية. أعتقد آن الأوان أن نجعل الثقافة كتاج لهذا التقدم وهذه الترقية. ما قام به الرواد اليوم قادرين نقوم بأكثر، لأن الإمكانيات اليوم متوفرة. الإمكانيات المالية والإمكانيات المادية أقولها لكم رسميا بالعملة الصعبة وبالعملة الوطنية متوفرة.
The President of the Republic emphasized that these sessions will result in important decisions to revive Algerian cinema with complete freedom while preserving the values of Algerian society. He also called for the establishment of a national body involving stakeholders to manage the Algerian cinema sector.
نتمنى باش المخرجات تاع هاد الأيام اليومين ولا اليوم الوطني للسينما يخرج قرارات اللي تخلي حقيقة السينما الجزائرية انبعث من جديد، والحرية المطلقة، الحرية المطلقة. إلا هذا جيلنا الله غالب، إلا فيما يصدم التقاليد نتاعنا نحافظوا شوية على المتفرج. أنا ما عندي حتى مانع باش تخلقوا انتوما هيئة وطنية منتخبة من طرفكم كل، ونزيدوا معها واحد ولا اثنين وهي اللي تسير هذا السينما. عشنا مراحل، ما فيه حتى عقدة ولا حتى حاجز. الناس تعرف السينما أفكار، وكل واحد حر في أفكاره. المهم ما تكونش أفكار اللي تهدم البلاد فقط.
And as part of his commitment to supporting culture and the arts, the President of the Republic, Abdelmajid Tebboune, held a 2-hour meeting with artists, directors, producers, creators, and professionals in the cinematic field. During the meeting, he engaged in discussions and listened to the concerns and views on the current state and future of Algerian cinema. The meeting reflects the President's dedication to involving all stakeholders in shaping a comprehensive vision that strengthens the role of culture and the arts while reaffirming their central role in advancing the national film industry. The President emphasized that these individuals are Algeria's ambassadors and voice to the world, highlighting that cinema and art are vital tools for national development and a unifying force within society. All stakeholders in the film industry praised these sessions, which are expected to give a significant boost to cinematic production in the country, in particular in light of the guarantees provided by the President to promote this vital sector.
Today, January 19th, is a fresh start for the Algerian film industry, as it will build a bridge between the past and the future. There's a great will from the high authorities of the state, as well as guarantees from the President of the Republic when it comes to financing and freedom of creativity.
يعني الإطار العام الملائم للإنتاج والمرافقة.
The President opened new horizons for the film industry. The sector will reach a high level with God's willing.
السينما اليوم راهي مستوى عالي.
ونادر جدا ان نشوف رأيي.
It's rare for a president to sit with artists 4 to 5 hours to discuss about this field and our profession.
And the Minister of Culture and Arts highlighted the state's role in advancing the cultural landscape, describing the national cinema sessions as an opportunity to reassess the cinematic scene and create a new momentum for production and the development of the film industry.
Mr. President of the Republic, these sessions will surely have a pivotal and a historic role to boost a new dynamic within the film industry in our country, through the exchange of ideas and suggestions between all professionals present here. Mr. President, we've also worked to ensure that this event brings together professionals of this sector without exception, so as to work together for a better tomorrow for Algeria's film industry. We will work hard to fulfill the outcomes and recommendations of these sessions and support the artistic approach adopted by the state.
And during the national cinema sessions, 5 major workshops were held, including those on the government economy, cinema financing, the sector's solidarity framework, ethics, professional relations, training, the public and distribution of works, as well as digitization and preservation of the cinema heritage. Najah Tayyar explains.
The National Cinema Sessions launched today mark a pivotal moment for Algeria's film industry, uniting diverse stakeholders in workshops to develop a comprehensive strategy for its advancement.
All assets are available, the material and the financial assets too, and the political decision has been made. Now it's up to us and the project owners. Cinema is the face of the nation, and our history allows us to have pioneering works for the whole world to watch.
ويكون يتفرجوها كل العالم.
The yearly sessions offer facilitations to all participants. Each movie maker, actor and any person who aims to work in this domain will be highly optimistic after these sessions.
كل أي واحد راح يخدم في هذا المجال بدون شك راح يروح متفائل خير.
لأنه إحنا يعني منذ مدة كبيرة كنا نحتاج هذه الرعاية.
We've been in need of this support since a long time ago. We do now feel that we have a strong support and guaranteed interest.
The workshops focused on tackling key challenges facing the film industry, including cinema financing and economic strategies, governance and regulatory frameworks, ethics and professionalism relations, training and skill development, audience engagement, distribution strategies, digital transformation and preservation of cinematic heritage.
We know that the financing is very essential in this sector, so these sessions are promising and bode well for training. This initiative has reassured us all as artists. As movie makers, we are ready to write history of the cinema and the national struggle history too.
The workshops featured dynamic discussions and an exchange of ideas among various stakeholders in the film industry, aiming to shape an ambitious vision for the development of Algerian cinema, and the focus is on advancing professionalism and sustainability to position the Algerian cinema alongside leading international film industries.
Diplomacy now. Tasked by the President of the Republic, the State Minister, Minister of Foreign Affairs, National Community Abroad and African Affairs, Ahmed Attaf, arrived in New York today to oversee a series of meetings and activities as part of Algeria's presidency of the UNSC for the month of January. On this occasion, the Minister will chair a high-level meeting initiated by Algeria at the UNSC to highlight key issues concerning the Arab world and Africa, in particular developments on the Palestinian cause, combating terrorism in Africa, and cooperation between the United Nations and the League of the Arab States. Ahead of these high-level activities, the Minister Ahmed Attaf chaired a coordination meeting at Algeria's permanent mission to the UN, attended by Algeria's permanent representative Ambassador Ammar Ben Jama and members of the Algerian diplomatic mission in New York. During this stay, the State Minister is expected to hold talks with UN officials, including UN Secretary-General Antonio Guterres, and meet with several counterparts from friendly and brotherly countries invited to participate in the meetings. Now, thanks to Algeria's diplomatic efforts within the UN Security Council, it managed to secure the decision that empowers the Libyan Investment Authority to reinvest its assets frozen since 2011. Melissa Kipesh.
Algeria played a pivotal role within the UN Security Council in supporting the Libyan cause, particularly regarding the reinvestment of Libyan assets frozen since 2011. Algeria has proven once again its commitment in supporting brotherly countries and their just causes.
The Republic of Algeria has always supported important decisions for the benefit of the Libyan people. This isn't new for the Algerian leaders and the Algerian people. In these cases, we always find Algeria standing with the Libyan people in all international and regional forums.
في كل المحافل الدولية والإقليمية.
من الجزائر هي مبادرة طيبة حتى يستفيد الليبي.
This initiative is truly kind from Algeria. It will help boost the Libyan economy for the benefit of the Libyan people and even companies.
This move showcased the strength of Algeria's diplomacy in accomplishing concrete results, as this decision is considered as an immense step to protect the frozen Libyan financial assets and their values.
Mobilize, structure and promote. This is the ambitious goal championed by Algeria through an unprecedented initiative launched in Nice, France. The initiative serves as a platform for dialogue between the Algerian diaspora, acting as a bridge to strengthen ties and support the aspirations of our community established in France.
We are in the south of France, precisely in Nice, where diplomats and civil society members are working together to finalize the last touches to launch a platform for dialogue dedicated to the Algerian diaspora an unprecedented initiative driven by a clear commitment from the state. This approach illustrates a policy of proximity, mobilization and valuing the skills of the Algerian community established in France. The project aligns with the strategic directions of the highest authorities and aims to achieve two goals: strengthen ties between the diaspora and Algeria and structuring the expectations of Algerians abroad.
I would like to start by thanking President Abdelmajid Tebboune for granting special attention to the Algerian diaspora today. The President truly understands the need to bring a fresh perspective to this matter. The theme could perfectly be called Rights and Obligations, those of the community and the diaspora regarding their role here in France, but also their duties towards their home country as well as their host country.
Rights and duties, but also a roadmap for a more insightful application in the country's development project.
Many Algerians would like to invest in Algeria. What would be interesting is to give them a clear roadmap that helps them build their projects well and also facilitates their efforts. There's also the theme of training, because there's a lot to be done in the field of education in the current globalized context. I have been through all the stages, and this has allowed me to acquire significant experience and a solid network in Algeria. I will act as a guide or advisor to help investors in Algeria.
An ambition shared by the Secretary of State of the Algerian community abroad, who is committed to support project holders by providing concrete tools and facilitating investments in key sectors.
I want to express my unwavering determination to implement the ambitious strategic vision laid out by the President of the Republic for the benefit of our diaspora. This vision aims to protect them, defend their interests, strengthen their ties with the homeland, and support their participation in all aspects related to the country's development.
But this platform goes beyond simple economic matters. It also represents an emotional and cultural attachment to the country of origin.
The success of this project is about bringing ideas to broaden our wealth and also develop knowledge. I hope it will create the necessary link, the bridge we have been waiting for a long time. Getting closer to my community seems to be the most important thing I have done, and I want to maintain for the rest of my life.
Moving forward together through dialogue, this first step marks the beginning of a new era of collaboration between Algeria and its diaspora. This initiative demonstrates the state's clear commitment to make this community a key player in the country's development.
French colonialism in Algeria was not merely a chapter in history, but a profound human tragedy whose impact remains enduring. France not only devastated entire populations and exploited their resources, but also robbed the youth of their prime years, reducing them to subjects of colonial regime. Many were forced to serve in the First World War under the flag of a nation that oppressed them. Najathir.
The French colonial rule in Algeria brought with it depressed exploitation and repression, leaving deep scars on the nation and its people. The eagerness to access Algeria's wealth drove the colonial authorities to seize vast tracts of land from local owners, depriving countless Algerians of their means of livelihood. This spoliation extended beyond economic deprivation. Algerian youth were forcibly conscribed into the European wars under the 1912 law that mandated military service for Algerians who were considered mere subjects of France rather than citizens. These young men were sent to fight for a nation that systematically oppressed their people. Repression even intensified during this period, with land confiscations, exorbitant fines, and severe restrictions on freedoms becoming commonplace. By 1911, a devastating drought ravaged the country, leading to the widespread of famine. Compounding this crisis, deadly epidemics like cholera swept through Algeria, claiming countless lives until 1918. The combined effects of natural disasters and colonial mismanagement decimated large portions of the population, plunging survivors into extreme poverty and despair. The consequences were catastrophic: widespread impoverishment, deteriorating health conditions, and unprecedented human suffering. The colonial France's policies openly violated fundamental human rights, perpetrating crimes that disregarded international human rights standards and left a lasting legacy of injustice.
And after more than 15 months of the genocidal war in the Gaza Strip, a ceasefire agreement came into effect today, which will be implemented in 3 stages. These include halting the military operation, the gradual withdrawal of occupying forces from Gaza, the opening of crossings to ensure humanitarian aid, and the exchange of prisoners between the 2 sides. Palestinian displaced people began returning to their destroyed homes, reaffirming by that their legendary resilience. Rania Al-Bahri.
Thousands of Palestinians gathered in Gaza to celebrate the long-awaited ceasefire, which came into effect following the agreement between Hamas and the Zionist entity after 15 months of intense violence. People waved Palestinian flags, sang and danced in relief. However, despite the ceasefire, the Zionist entity forces continued bombing the Gaza Strip, causing 11 martyrs and dozens of injuries, showing that the situation is far from being fully resolved. While the fighting has stopped for now, hope for a long-lasting peace remains. The ceasefire includes provisions for the gradual release of prisoners from both sides. As a result, about 100 Palestinian prisoners were released along with 3 Zionist prisoners. At midday, many displaced Palestinians arrived in Jabalia, while others returned to areas like Rafah and Khan Yunis, with the signs of life slowly returns to the region. The humanitarian crisis in Gaza, which has been under heavy bombardment since October 7, 2023, continued to worsen. Many health facilities are unable to function properly due to the ongoing destruction. Regarding humanitarian aid, the first trucks entered Gaza shortly after the ceasefire began. The United Nations Relief and Works Agency, UNRWA, has 4,000 trucks of aid ready, half of which contain food and medical supplies, offering some hope for those in need.
And in the Moroccan capital now, thousands of various segments of society gathered for a national march to mark the 41st anniversary of the January 19, 1984 uprising, which was met with repression by the Makhzen regime. The king had referred to the people of the Rif as Abwash, which can be translated to savages. It is a term that has been used historically to insult or dehumanize the people of the Rif region. Protesters rallied to voice their oppression and opposition to government policies, rejecting the proposed strike law and calling for social and economic justice. And beyond today's news, with these beautiful images from the heights of Tel Gilaf covered with snow, our photographer Salim Banani captured these mesmerizing scenes. I'll let you enjoy now. That was it for tonight. I'll see you